has in a way given a leader like Palanisamy a chance to carve a distinct identity for himself. When we went into rural Tamil Nadu as well, Palanisamy was seen as someone who had done a reasonably good job with COVID. And for Pinarayi Vijayan also, COVID was a huge challenge and one which he appears to have met to a large extent, especially on the social security side. So leaders who meet the COVID...
But as we've seen with the centre, that can change very quickly, Raj.
Absolutely, but COVID is a challenge and an opportunity. It's an opportunity to prove your leadership. People are looking for leaders who can provide them a sense of comfort in a crisis. Let's take that to Sachidanand Murthy. Sachi, you've tracked politics for decades. Do you get a sense that COVID now, and not just this election, but going ahead as well, is going to be the kind of issue that voters will judge their politicians on, whether it's your local MLA, whether it's your chief minister or even a councillor? Are you there for them in a crisis is going to become a big issue in the minds of people.
Yes, Rajdeep, earlier it used to be roti kapda makan. That was the challenge on whether you deliver that.
That's
but
right.
Then it became bijli sadak pani. But now healthcare, saving lives, livelihoods and lives, that is the biggest challenge for every chief minister. I think this has been there that some chief ministers have done very well on this, some have not done well, and that will be the challenge for them whenever they face elections, that have they delivered, have they saved lives, have they been compassionate. That's also there. As you rightly pointed out, Pinarayi Vijayan came out with the big social security net in Kerala. That's what some other states did, but many others have not done that also.
Yes.
And many others have used threats and all that, used very, very rude language. So these all will come into the minds of the people when they vote. When we were in extreme distress, when we were helpless, what did you do as our leader? Not when we are comfortable, not
right.
when... so when you give your vote, what have you given in return? I think that is where Palanisamy for future, because he's also facing a factualized internal revolt-ridden party where he's not able to still win over the party. But if he does well, gets enough seats this time, he'll be the long-term leader of the
But we're
IIDMK.
speaking so much of Palanisamy, but today the sun is rising for Stalin. According to the exit polls, this is Stalin's big day. Of all leaders across states, the one who can be most confident of victory this morning is MK Stalin. So I asked somebody in his camp, is your leader comfortable? The person laughed, saying, you know, from the outside you think an election is easy or it seems to be easy, but when you're fighting an election, you're as nervous as a student who may think he's done well in an exam, but still is anxiously waiting for the CBSE results to come out. You can never be confident, but he's been waiting in the wings for 5 decades. Finally gets to go down as captain of the Chennai Super Kings.
In all probability, that seems to be at the moment most likely. And